Pero doon po ako nagtatanong yung ano na po, yung sa komunyon, bakit yung pare lang ang umiinom ng ubas? Kami po, komunyon lang ng komunyon, yun lang, otsa lang ang nilulunok namin na nakapila ka hanggang doon sa dulo ng pare po, na question ko na rin po noon. Dahil sabi sa misa naman sabi niya, uminom kayo lahat. Dahil ito'y yun pong leksyon na yun po. Pero bakit siya lang uminom? Tigil ako sa pagpunta sa simbahan, ganon.
If once deceived, he becomes outrageously lies. If what was being directed to them was to be announced, that is what they are according to life, or like what this girl has said, it's also what would have been that those other who would have been received. These sects are fond of saying all that was just commanded to Israel, or that was only commanded to the apostles, or all that law was already removed by Jesus. Likely as David said, the Old Testament and the Ten Commandments were already removed by Jesus. But stupidly, these are what they are using to assail the Roman Catholic Church. They asked, why does only the priest who drink wine during communion? But these stupid people, setting aside what they said, or it was only directed to Israel, or it was only directed to the apostles, not realizing that the eating of bread and drinking of wine was directed to the apostles. Jesus never said do this to the believers also, but since it's the will of God, Jesus for his servants or anointed to make their law or rules and regulations, as Jesus also said, whatever you bind or whatever you decided will also be bound in heaven. So if the forever ministry of God a priesthood, as the resumption of the apostolic acts were given or commissioned to them by Jesus, decided to make that bread in the form of oil, asked here as for lasting storage, and for avoiding so much work to be done, as there are many believers that will partake, as for the remembrance of Jesus, or as to proclaim the death until he comes. So why these Lucifer's instruments like Elis, Oriano, and the INCM, etc. keep on assailing the priesthood about this, as was written, anyone who commits wrong is a devil. The apostles and Paul decided to do this to the believers, but if you read the Bible, never in such partaking of the bread the wine was mentioned. Although in 1 Corinthians 1 verse 23 to 27, Paul is storying what Jesus had done. The verses 26 to 27, Paul just referring to the believers who partake with the bread, and specifically to the leaders or servants who eat bread of the Lord and drink wine of the cup of the Lord. As this was indeed justified as when Paul and the apostles or the churches break bread without indeed wine or cup of the Lord being mentioned. All my preaching has a reliable basis and reliable explanations, and could be asked,